I think we slowly forget about our own lives, bro. I think
Right.
we slowly forget about what's really important to our family or what's really important to our kids, our wives, our husbands, our significant others, because we're so focused on what they're doing. We don't even think about the person right next to us every day.
Right.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode, first episode of Real For Real, with my boy B Webb in the building. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir, man.
We live.
Talk to us, man. What's the quote for the
We
day?
live, man. So today I got a quote by Lou Holtz. It says, ability is what you're capable of doing. Motivation determines what you do. Attitude determines how well you do it.
Come on now.
You feel me?
Come on now.
I'm pretty sure that speaks for itself.
Speaks for
you know
itself.
What I'm saying?
Come
Like,
on now. That's what we do. That's what we do, man.
it ain't how you do it. I mean,
It ain't what you do.
it ain't what you do, it's how you do it.
yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah,
You know
I'm
what I mean?
here.
It ain't what you know, it's who you know. You know what I mean? And that's facts everywhere. Like,
Yes. Yeah.
and I see that all the time, you know what I mean, coming from the barbershop and whatever, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's one thing I feel like this kind of is too, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like the barbershop talk is kind of like forgotten of, you know what I mean? Everybody's going by appointments nowadays, so when you go in, it's only you and the barber or your hairstylist or whatever, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, except for our barbershop.
Right,
you know
right,
what I'm saying?
right. It's different. It's
Webster's
different.
Barbershop.
Come on now.
4 North Knife, you know what I'm saying?
Is this camera roll?
Which one it does, Slim? But yeah, nah, you know what I mean? I just feel like what it is, that's kind of what podding is, you know what I mean? Like, we be in there just talking and just running there chopping shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so
Yeah, it's gotten,
literally and figuratively.
It's gotten intimate over the years. I think, like you said, like now instead of it being multiple people in there, like you got kids in there, you got, businessmen,
Somebody's grandpa.
Yeah,
there.
you know,
I
and
see
then,
that last night.
Yeah,
man, you
like
know
just
what
good
I'm saying?
conversation,
Yeah.
man. We ain't really seeing that as much no more because now people booking, so it's just one-on-one. So you might have a conversation
Right.
with somebody, or you might be with somebody who just don't like talking.
Yeah.
So then it's like,
Or it might
that's
even like
you know?
shoot, some barbers, you know what I mean, ain't, you know what I mean, good at like talking, you know what I mean, like just ain't much of a people's person or something of that sort. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's all it is.
Yeah,
you
that's
know
how
what
it
I'm
is.
saying?
Yeah.
Like that's how we came about this anyways. I was cutting bruh's hair and you know what I mean, we was like, bro, we be having some good conversations. We could, you know what I mean, sit in front of a camera and do this for real.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
And then, you know what I mean, quiet as kept, here we are.
Come
you
on,
heard me?
quiet as
Quiet as
we
kept.
was for real. We was for real, man. You know, that's the thing. A lot of people, I wanna emphasize this. So many people talk about what they want to do, what they gonna do. It's a difference when you actually do it. You actually have to put the time and the effort and, you know what I'm saying, lining up things when things don't go right, lining up things when things do go right. It's a difference when you actually, on a different level mentally, because now you separate yourself from the average Joe who talk about doing certain things and they'll stop about 2 weeks, 3 weeks down the line because it gets difficult. But the person that's going to keep going and keep persevering and whatever comes their way, they just knock it out the way but still move forward no matter what obstacle or what cone is in front of them. Those are going to be the ones who actually make something happen in life. And I think that's 100%. What we've been doing, with just different things we've talked about. You know what I mean? I think we steady tackling, we steady getting to it.
And that's questions that I get from people too. They be like, how'd y'all even come up? Like, we was just talking about it. And then, like, we start texting about it. And then we start meeting up and for real coming up with some good ideas. And then we then we run it across people. And they like, no, that sound good.
Yeah.
And then now it's just an initiative of us putting in the work and building it up and to what it's going to be.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, so
yeah, I think that's a good segue into what we want to talk about today. Anyway, is us being black fathers, young black fathers. I take pride in that for sure.
100%.
And I know my boy does the same thing. So I don't know if you want to talk about. You got the oldest.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you want to talk about how that whole.
My boy B3, he's 4. You know what I'm saying? So
shout out B3.
I was kind of just wanting to get into, like, I'll go first, but I wanted to get into where, like, how'd you feel when you found out you was like becoming a father for the first time, and like where was you at, and just the whole rundown of, you know what I'm saying, like that. Like, so for me, like, I had always told my son's mom or whatever, like, if we was having a kid, you know what I mean, I'm done with all the bull, you know what I'm saying? I'm get on my shit or whatever. So like she ended up boom, she called me one day. I was at barber college though, for real, about to go on lunch. And if you know barber college or any college, if they say college, you know that everything's most likely fucked up around that motherfucker. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you struggle to put some dollars together for real. Like, so, like, she called me and I'm like, you know what I mean? Stomach kind of dropped a little bit, but it was just kind of a relief too, because I was trying to move on with my life and do some shit that you know what I mean? I wouldn't say be proud of, but damn near, you feel me? So, boom, I get that, and then I get back to the crib. I'm like, shit, so you for real? You know what I'm saying? Like, shit was for real. So, you know what I mean? Leading up to the point, it was just like, hey, I gotta figure out what I really, really want to do. Like, I gotta make sure, you know what I'm saying, I can go get this, go get that. And so I buckled in, and ever since I found out I was having my son, it literally changed my life, like, for the better, of course. Like, but it really did. So
yeah, that's dope, bro. I mean, for me, look, we keeping it real, bro. For me, it was different. It was an adjustment, bro. I mean, me and my girl now, at the time, we were just kicking it. You know what I'm saying? I had just got out of a relationship that prior year, so we was kicking it for that within that year, and this happened on New Year's Day, bro. New Year's Day of 2024. She was going through some things that was just a little bit different than normal. Right. And I'm at the kitchen table, I'm chilling on the phone or whatever. She come in, she just showed me the test. Now I'm looking at it.
He said, who did that to you?
And I'm looking at it, and I'm just like, and I'm in shock. But in my mind, I'm like, to be real, like, to be honest, I wasn't happy. Yeah. Like, it caught me off guard. Right. I never had a scare in my life, bro. Like, I ain't never, I try to stay protected and for the most part in all cases, but never had a scare, never had this situation occur. So it was kind of like, what we gonna do? Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, what's gonna be the next step? And so
that was a thing she said too. She was like, "We gonna be all right." I'm like, "Shit, we gonna be good." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't nothing. Like, we gonna be good.
Right,
like,
right.
In general, but my fault to cut you.
No, you straight, bro. No, I mean, so I ended up going home to my crib. Like, I called my people. I called my brother. I called my homie. I'm like, look, man, she told me she pregnant, bro. I ain't trying to do this. Like, I'm trying to get my career together and this, that, and the third. But slowly but surely, like, a switch turns on in your head where, like, that maturity's got to come in. Like, to be real, like, in society now, not a lot of people prepare to have kids. Like, that's just what it is. And, you have them, and then that's a responsibility. You know what I mean?
How can you, like, obviously, other than, like, financially, but if you ain't never been a father or nothing, how can you prepare to have a kid?
That's real.
I was going to say that earlier, too. Like, when I first had my son, like, everything that I'm learning as he's learning. Like, we learning here together. Like, Facts. Everything, like, step from step. Like, I ain't everything. You feel me? Like, so what kind of, like, so for me, that's why I wasn't really, like, it wasn't a big burden. Like, when I found out, I'm like, it was more of a relief. Like, that's kind of what I wanted. Right. Because, like, so I had my nephew when he was younger. Like, so my brother had his son, and then he had to go to prison for a little bit, but he was still young. So, you know what I mean? I had to fill in and do that. I'm taking him when he's younger. I'm like, so I had to kind of figure that out early too. So that prepared me for my son, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I wasn't really, it was just like an easy, seamless
transition.
Other than the sleep and shit, but you know
yeah, I mean, for me, it's a little bit different because my girl already had a daughter.
Yeah.
So being around my girl and then being around her, I kind of just, instantaneously just, became that father figure for her.
But I was meaning like kind of like it's a little different. Like you didn't have to go through the baby stage.
The baby stage, it's way different.
You learning all that at the same time. This is my first time really having to, like, what you crying for? You hungry? You know what I mean?
You're trying to figure it out.
You know what I mean? They can't say nothing. All you doing is you getting the emotions, you getting to laugh or cry, like, or you know what I mean, or they sleep. Like, it's like, that's why I was explaining it when I was going through that. I'm like, bro, you only get 3 emotions: laugh, cry, or sleep. Like, so you never really know. But
no, it's different. It's different, bro. It's different. I mean, with her, obviously her daughter, she's playing a huge part of my life right now. But prior to him, it was her. So she was already 3 going on 4, right. You know what I mean? So that's right after. I already missed that.
But now you know what you're looking forward to. Forward to now. You like, boy, I can't wait till he get 3 or 4. I can't wait to do that, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, kinda. I mean, her mouth, you know what I'm saying?
Boy, my son be in the backseat, daddy. I'd be like, come on, bro. I'd be like, what you want, dog? He be like, I love you. I'm like, damn, that's the one that crushed you. Because he like, he be looking back like, yeah, all right, because I love you too, man. You know what I'm saying?
But no, at that transition, she told me about it. Maturity level had to obviously click, and then, the whole process, bro. I got so much respect for women. I mean, from health, from, transitioning their bodies, morning sickness, just hormone delivery, bro. The delivery was crazy.
Yeah, tell me about that. How was your process?
The delivery was crazy, bro.
Yeah.
So
was it a C-section?
It was an emergency C-section. So he came about 3 weeks early. So I was at work. I'm in a meeting at the round table. You know what I'm saying? Having a conversation. I get a call because she had her appointment that day.
Right.
So I'm like, what's going on? She's like, going through the details and everything. His oxygen levels was pretty low. So they think about, inducing me today. I'm like, wait, what?
I wasn't ready for that.
I wasn't ready. It's like 3 weeks late. 3 weeks early. So I'm like, I better get ready. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
no, for sure.
Bro, I had to get on that highway because she had him out here in Indianapolis. So got on that highway, drove about an hour. And the process is crazy, bro. She's sitting there. They take her to the back. They have me put on the gown, the gloves. I walk in, I sit next to her. It's like this big, cold, lit up room. You know what I'm saying?
With the sheet.
Bro, yeah, the sheet, bro.
Sheet, they talking about to me, they said, don't make no emotions. This and that is like, because she can see you, but her lower half is, she can't feel that or whatever. And I'm like, all right, cool or whatever. So they, boy, they yanked my son up out that bud. I'm like, how can I not make emotions over that, bro?
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's serious, bro.
And you just yanked my dog up out of there. I'm like,
it's serious, bro. I saw them. They cut her. They cut her first, and then they had a doctor on each side of her stomach, bro. They both put their hand in her, and they rip. I said,
ooh, that was the one because they rip, and then they like take the
inside.
The inside. I was like, look, I'm like, so at this point, I'm like kind of trying to look away a little bit. Yeah. So I'm like, and then all I see him is yank. I'm like,
yeah.
She's like, what? I'm like, nothing. And then you hear her crying. I'm like, damn boy.
Yeah, I was like, here now. Look.
But yeah, no, that was a crazy process though. Like, but I got a question too. So like, after all that, you know what I mean, mm-hmm. family, this and that, you feel like the American dream is dead? Like marriage, like buying a house, you know what I mean, having a family, like.
I think the way society has transitioned over the years, and I'll say this with the expectations of, I don't know everything, but with the way society has just gone, bro, with social media and how we are so influenced off of the stuff that we see on the internet, on Instagram, on Facebook, we're constantly comparing ourselves to the next person. We're constantly comparing ourselves to that woman who looked like she got this and she got that, or this man who got this, who got that. And I think we slowly forget about our own lives, bro. I think we slowly forget about what's really important to our family, or what's really important to our kids, our wives, our husbands, our significant others, because we're so focused on what they're doing, we don't even think about the person right next to us every day.
And just because somebody else's life, like, we could wake up and do completely different things, mm-hmm. like on our day to day, like.
Yeah.
But just because your limit of success ain't the same as mine, like, mm-hmm. I could be, you know what I mean, like be right here, and I can feel like I'm successful, but somebody feel like they got to be right here to feel like they're successful, which is not the case. Mm-hmm. Like, mm-hmm. you know what I mean? Like, everybody moves at a different rate, but like for me, I feel like, I mean, that's something that I definitely, you know what I mean? Because I grew up around that. Both my grandparents married, you know what I mean? For mm-hmm. like, they was married to different people, mm-hmm. like, but that's what I grew up on. I ain't have near the shit growing mm-hmm. up, but I had love, mm-hmm. I had family, like, mm-hmm. and I feel like you can always fall back to that. Like, That's one thing my grandpa always said. Like, he don't care how old you was, like how whatever. Like, if he feel like you, if you feel like you in a bad space, my door is open. You can come here, get your shit right. You know what I mean? You can't stay here forever.
Facts.
You know, he gonna let you know you can't stay here forever. But my door is open. Come get your life together, and then boom, you ain't gotta. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that in that aspect of like, because I feel like ever since my grandpa passed, like the family just not my family. Like I'm just saying, like just the family vibe is just not the same. Like,
it's different.
But I felt like that was always my grandpa was always the person that just like
gelled everything together.
You know what I mean? Like so, like for me, like I always like I don't know. I feel like my family like that's just something I always want. You know what I mean? Like
I think that's the same thing. I mean, I think we all subconsciously, I think we want that. And I think what pulls us is these things that influence us, you know what I'm saying? Like having all the women, having all the money, having all the niggas, whatever it is at the time. I think those things pull us away from what we know we want, you know what I'm saying? And I think, like for me, my mom didn't have that significant other, so I didn't see that. She was a single mom. My grandmother, she didn't have her man. So like growing up, I didn't see a married couple. You know what I mean? So
yeah, so it's a lot. I understand that.
It's a lot different. So when I left out of, graduated from high school, went to college, bro, I was, doing the thing. I don't know what being faithful or, you know what I'm saying, what that looks like, but I was taught those things, but seeing it is totally different.
No, yeah, for sure.
But I don't know, bro. I don't think it's totally dead, but I do think there's some things in life that are just not the same. Like, everybody's renting houses, bro. Like, it's not many people that's going out to buy houses.
And I know people who like buy houses, they kind of want to get out of that situation. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because they don't really know what all comes involved with doing that. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's something, unless you like really like financially off well, like that's something that you do with a family. Yeah. You know what I mean? You go buy a house that y'all plan on living in for some odd years or, you know what I mean? Whatever like that. Like,
well, for the ones who are not doing it, do you think fear plays a role in that?
In what? What do you mean?
In families or individuals who don't want to take those steps to become a household, or the ones who don't want to take that step to buy a house or get married or have kids.
I feel like fear is like probably like number one thing in a lot of stuff. Like people scared to mess up, scared to fail. Like, you know what I mean? Like we could have been on here scared to do this, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? Yeah. It takes a fall for you to be able to stand back up and keep going, you know what I'm saying? Like not everything's just gonna take straight off and be all peaches and creams. So you know what I mean? Like
no, yeah, I think that's that's vital, being able to that's one of the root things is understanding that, you are going to fear. That's a natural emotion as humans. You have to fear those things. If you don't fear, then you different. You different. But I think honestly, a lot of us fear a lot of different things, but because of the negatives we see, people who get married, who we think will be married for the longest and then get a divorce, right? Or, we see people who have kids and, they grow up in these houses, and when they separate, these kids have these emotional attachments to the mom and dad and traumas because of how they were raised. You see all those things, and so you become fearful of being that. And so it's like, I don't even want to deal with it. I'd rather just be over here in the cut with Shorty, be cool, and just keep my life moving.
And that's kind of, and then it feel like, you know what I mean, like how they be like, damn, they're scraping you after, you know what I mean, say you get a divorce or something. Like that could be, that'll bring fear into a person too, especially like if you the breadwinner. Facts. But you know what I mean, you bringing it like, you know what I mean, because you ain't gonna be the breadwinner for long.
Yeah, you bringing in the chicken, and she gonna take all of it. Yeah, she gonna take all of it, bro.
But like, definitely like family. I don't know, family. That's just how I always been taught, man. Like. Just family, like from all the way down. Like my great grandparents taught me that, and my grandparents always, you know what I mean. Like you don't fight with your brother, then y'all fight together. Somebody touch him, they better touch y'all. You know what I mean, like stuff like that. Like, and my mom, my mom ended up getting married to my stepdad, which they ain't married no more, but that's still my stepdad. That's my pops. You know what I'm saying? Like one of the greatest men I ever ran into. Like he instilled. Like, you know what I mean, love. Like, he always made sure everything was good for us. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't that's just you
That's
know
just
what I'm
what
saying.
it
Like,
is.
that's pops. You feel me? Like
facts.
no matter what. So
No, I mean you just even saying that with love, bro. I went to church this weekend, and the topic was what is love, and you know, a lot of us we see these things where love is just the relationship between the two individuals, and whether they are with each other or not, like just being able to have that compassion for each other, that emotion, that empathy, sympathy for each other. But I'm slowly learning that, you know, love is external, and being able to, you know, have faith in God first, and everything else will come. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of us are putting too much emphasis on, you know, the individuals and, you know, the humans, and, you know, trying to persuade or trying to, you know, I guess not necessarily persuade, but almost.
I know what you mean. Like them, they're like people too worried about how they're viewed of like say like
the perception.
Like how are they so close? You know what I mean? Like how they get close? You know what I mean? Like how are they cool like that? Like or if it was for your girl, like they don't love each other like that. Like I seen her at the gym in some short shorts or something. Like, damn, she can't go to the gym in some short shorts. Like you know what I mean? Like come on, bro. Like
it's a whole different. It's a bigger meaning, and I think that's the. I mean, we gonna talk about a lot on this podcast, bro. But I think the root of this also, bro, is just it's so much bigger than what we see. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, everything is,
bro. I mean, we can talk
everything
about
I'm trying to obtain. I can't see it. Like you know what I'm saying? Like all the little other stuff in between. You know what I mean? That's that groundwork. But where I'm trying to get is off the ground.
Yeah, off the ground for sure.
So,
yeah, off the ground for sure, man. I mean, I think that right there is, you know, that's gonna slide us into the next episode. I think we got so much more to talk about, and we appreciate everybody locking in and staying in tune with us, man. I mean, we are two different individuals from two different lifestyles. You know what I'm saying?
States, lifestyles, everything. Yeah, we're gonna get into that too. That's really a story for us.
Yeah, that's
we're gonna
get
into
deep.
that for sure.
That's gonna be deep. But until next time, man.
Hold on now.
What? My fault.
I know you peeped that Super Bowl yesterday.
Damn. I wasn't trying to talk about no Super Bowl.
But you ain't watch it? You ain't watch
it was
the Super
bad.
Bowl,
No, it was
man.
bad, bro. Nah, I turned it off after the third quarter. Then I ain't watch it.
That's because he was going with the light skin man. They took the L, boy. So I'm in the green. I wasn't going for no, but I'm a Steelers fan, so you know what I'm saying. I ain't had no dog in the fight.
I'll keep it a buck, bro. I don't watch football like I used to.
You don't watch football like that?
I used to play football in high school, and just slowly once I graduated, started playing basketball. That was the main focus, so I just kind of got away from it. But as of late, bro, I've been trying to get tapped in tune with it because, I mean, you know, I got a son now, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you gotta be in tune, my boy.
I definitely do. I can't have no son.
All-Star Weekend coming up, so I'm sure you're gonna be tuned into that.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, even the WNBA All-Star Weekend, because they're gonna be out here in Indianapolis for sure. So,
oh yeah,
you know,
maybe we're gonna be out there on the streets with a camera and a mic trying to see what's going on out that thing. You heard?
For sure.
For real.
For sure, man.
Oh yeah, hey, shout out to my dog Mono, man. Keep me laced with that money counters. Yeah, we gonna get you some too, cuz. Don't even.
I got something for you.
No, we gonna get you. We gonna get some new. Ain't that right?
I got the
some new shit.
I got the blue one in the closet, bro.
But we need some new flavors and everything.
Everything.
You know what I'm saying, my dog.
Nah, but yeah, that's enough for this episode, man. We definitely gonna get y'all tapped back into episode number 2, Ski. You know what I'm saying? And we got a surprise for that one, so we're not gonna let y'all know what that was about. So y'all just stay tuned and just stay updated on the Instagrams, the Facebooks for any questions or anything, updates about the episodes and guests who are upcoming. So just stay locked in, stay tapped in for sure.
Yes, sir. We gonna get at y'all.
Yes, sir. We
real
out.
For real. Peace.